Well, hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to Critical Beauty Salon. Today, I have another wonderful guest. She is one of the contestants for Miss Grand Cuba 2023 contest, which will take place in Tampa, Florida on August 20th. So I can't wait to meet Lourdes Feliu, or Lulu Feliu. So we're just waiting for her to enter the chat room. So I hope everybody's doing fine. Have you guys seen Barbie the movie? I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I can't wait to see it. Hopefully tomorrow. So, okay, Lourdes is in the chat room. Hey. She's connecting to audio. If you have any questions for Lulu or Lourdes, please feel free to write them down in the chat box below, and I'd be more than happy to read the questions or comments to her. Hi.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Wait, let me turn on the screen.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you using a laptop?
I am.
Thank God, because I've been telling all the girls, if you guys are going to use your iPhone, please do it in a landscape.
A horizontal, yeah.
Yeah, so it's better, and it looks better on YouTube like this.
No, I definitely agree. I charged my laptop last night. I was like, I have to make sure that I do landscape.
So this is perfect. Well, you're looking gorgeous as usual.
Thank you.
And I love the little yellow dress thing that you're wearing.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Who's the designer?
Amazon.
Amazon?
Amazon.
I love it. You never know what you're gonna find on Amazon or eBay, right?
Yeah, definitely not. You know how on TikTok they do Amazon reviews and stuff. I saw this dress and I was like, okay, I want that dress. I want it.
Well, the big thing in pageantry these days is upcycling.
Mm-hmm.
Being a pageant girl, it could be very expensive as far as wardrobe or dresses, is concerned. So what is the point of actually spending more money or buying new clothes if you can just repurpose, recycle, or reuse or upcycle any of your old clothes?
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you, I now, ever since I moved out of my house in this new apartment, I have a really big closet. And I got a little carried away. I started buying so many things. I was like, well, I have a big closet. I have to fill it now, and I started buying so many things. And all the girls that I've ever met, like throughout my pageant journey, they always ask me, they're like, oh my God, where did you get this? Where did you get that? I'm like, girl, you don't have to buy it. Come to my closet. And I can give you whatever you need. I got it here.
Well, you can also rent them to your friends.
And I try not to rent because I feel bad, everyone in the pageants, not that they waste, they invest so much money. So I try to be like the helpful person and not charge them. I'm just like, as long as you tag me saying that you got it from my closet, we're okay.
Well, that's nice because after all, that's what pageantry is all about. It's all about sisterhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, trying to support each other no matter what. And even though you hate this girl and you think she's a bitch, but who cares? Anyway, I'm going to take the higher road and just loan my old underwear to her. Just kidding. All right. Well, you're in Miami, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I think we share the same gorgeous sunny weather because I'm in Boston and the East Coast is just beautiful. Is it sunny out there now?
It is very sunny. It's not raining, at least not yet. I'm trying to look through my little window. It doesn't look like it's gonna rain yet. Hopefully not.
That's great. Now, of course, I know you, or at least what I've seen of you on your social media. By the way, you have a lot of sexy pictures on your Instagram, by the way. And I'm looking at them like, who is this girl? And so you look familiar. You competed before in an international pageant, correct?
Yes, I have. I competed in Miss Intercontinental, and when I was a teen, I did Miss Teen Universe.
That's right. I mean, yeah, I now have to look into the Miss Intercontinental 2022 recording on YouTube just to check you out and see. Because it was a very long pageant, by the way. It took place in Egypt, I think. Wasn't it Egypt?
In Egypt, yeah, it was about almost a month.
That is long. That is long. That's long. That's wonderful. Okay, people are watching us. Actually, we have, oh, of course, our beloved runway Poppy, Luisito, mi amor. Thank you for watching as usual. He and I is he's an amazing, wonderful friend. We've never met in person, but hopefully we get to see each other in Tampa for the Miss Grand Cuba contest, which will take place August 20th, people. So if you want to go, attend, and support all these beautiful girls and support the organization, please buy the tickets at Miss Grand Cuba organization.com. So tickets are being sold right now. And also Lise Garcia, the former Miss Grand International from Cuba, 2014, she is the new national director. And this is going to be her first pageant. So it's very, very, very exciting. So we have Runway Poppy, Luisa watching. We have Joaquin. Hello, says hello, Lulu. Hi, Lulu. Nadia Diaz saying, beautiful contestant. Yellow looks great on you. Very tropical. So yeah, we're sending all these wonderful comments and love from people. Great. So of course, I know something about you, but to those people out there who do not know you or who are not very familiar with you, please tell us a little about yourself, your family, your background, and about you. Go.
Of course. So for those who don't know me, my name is actually Lourdes Feliu, but many people call me Lulu because it's easier to pronounce. I'm 22 years old, and yes, I am Cuban, but I'm currently living in Miami, Florida. And what many people don't really know about me is that I actually, since a very young age, I was diagnosed with ADHD. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
What is that condition again?
ADHD, it's attention deficit hyperactive disorder.
Okay. Do you think it's genetic?
Well, my dad has it, so
It could be.
I
It could
know I
pass
got it
on
from
to
him.
that generation. Yeah. Now, do you take any prescription at all, or?
So when I was younger, I did take Adderall because it's something that actually helped me focus. What I tried to do is that once I started getting a little bit older, I saw that I was being able to focus on my own and I didn't really need it. So I decided to kind of slowly stop taking it unless I had maybe like a big exam or an interview that I had to do. I take it, but I try not to because over time, things like that can become addicting, and I try not to become a part of that. I was never addicted, but I try just to leave it there.
So in those previous pageants that you've competed in, were you able to focus?
I was actually. So something that's really amazing about ADHD is that even though it might seem like we don't concentrate, we actually do, because if we love something, we hyper focus on it. And that's exactly what I did. I love pageantry and I love modeling. I love this whole, this whole world. So when I was doing the competition, I was so hyper focused. I was focused every day. I was like, I know exactly what I have to do. I had my whole schedule. I had my whole routine. I had everything set up.
That's amazing. Yeah, I know very little about ADHD, and I think for me, I've been interviewing pageant girls for like many years now, 6 or 7 years, and like for instance, I didn't know anything about autism, And then
Uh-huh.
until I was able to interview a pageant girl that was suffering from autism. And I thought autism for me was like, person has all these unpredictable like mood swings and
Yes.
whatnot. They could be very violent and whatnot. But when I looked at her, she was so composed. She was at peace with herself. And how could you say you have autism? And then when she tried to explain to me further, it's like she was suffering some sort of a learning disability. She's on a spectrum of autism. So okay, so it forced me to research more, and now I understand why some people have some people do not manifest these characteristics 100%. So okay, well, this is very interesting. There's so many like hidden diseases out there, like hidden social diseases.
Yeah, something that really helped me out when I was younger is a really good education. So basically, when I was younger, in the school that I was in, they had a group. If anyone had any disabilities or problems learning, what they would do is that they would put us in a group together, and we, let's say like around lunchtime, we would go to the principal's office, and the principal would sit down with us, and she'd tell us, okay, guys, so this is what we're going to do today. Today, we're going to go over on how you guys can make a schedule, how you guys can, write in your journal, make sure that you express your feelings the right way. And that's something that really helped me out, and something that I actually still do to this day. Not the journal part. I should start doing it more often. I do it every once in a while, but the scheduling is something that actually was really important to me, because it helped me stay on track with everything that I wanted to do, goals that I wanted to accomplish. And I have to give everything to that school, honestly.
That's interesting. Um, so do you think sometimes would you have have listening difficulty or attention, like listening to other people?
I will tell you, yes. I'm not going to tell you that I didn't struggle, because I did. And especially when you're young, all you want to do is you want to play outside, and you want
Right.
to go run around and go crazy. So I did have some issues sometimes, but the good thing is that all of my teachers were very patient with me, and they understood how to help me, which I think is something that's really important in today's society. I feel like a lot of people become a little bit impatient, but what we have to do is take a step back and really learn that person and learn how we can help them. And that's actually something that my platform is on. It's about like quality education and that, because that is exactly what I want to help people do. Just what that school did to me, I want to help others do the same.
That's wonderful. That's great. That's great. You know what? I think I might suffer from ADHD myself.
Well, you never know. There are actually a lot of undiagnosed people, and people don't realize that maybe some disabilities that they have
Yeah.
until they're older in life. Some people obviously show them when they're younger, but some people have them when they're older.
It's funny you mentioned that because, like, for instance, every time I see like an outgoing beauty queen walking on stage about to, giving her farewell speech, you know, rather than me listening to her speech, I focus more on the way she looks on stage and how she interacts with the audience. I could care less what she says on stage. And sometimes, my partner, like he would say all these things to me, like very deep thoughts. And here I am like pretending I'm listening to him, but I'm actually on my iPhone doing some stuff.
Hey, it happens.
It happens, you know what? But I didn't mean it, I don't mean to do it on purpose, but it happens. It happens.
Yeah,
So this is bizarre. Lulu and
I
I
feel
are
bad.
Runway Poppy says Lulu and I are ADHD siblings, and she does so good in our classes. Okay, all right. So there's a lot of a little support group right there.
Yeah, I'm really fortunate that Wilfredo actually Luis, that he knows how to help me, because at first I have, I've gone to other people for trainings, and even like in my business and everything like that, people kind of struggle to, try to help me. They struggle with that part. And I was actually very happy when I first spoke to him and I mentioned it. I didn't want to mention it, but I was like, you know what, let me mention it just in case. And I said it to him, and he was like, oh my God, I have that too. Like, don't feel bad. And I was like, okay, someone who is really going to help me, grow even more. And he really understands exactly, the messages I try to get across, and he helps me, better say them.
Now, how did you get interested in pageants to begin with? Were you forced to join pageants, or did you join
No.
voluntarily?
I I actually forced myself.
For yourself, okay.
So when I was younger, I don't know if they have it in Boston, but here in Miami, the channel TLC.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
do. TLC,
know.
yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so I don't know. They had toddlers and tiaras.
Oh my God, yeah, I remember that.
And I would watch that show all the time. I was like, I want to do that. How can I do that? And I started telling my mom, I was like, oh my God, mommy, I think this is something really different that I want to do. Because when I was younger, I was bullied for doing sports and getting dirty and being adventurous. And I was like, okay, I want to do that. That looks like something girly. I'm going to like it, you know? And that's exactly what we did. We did our research. We found a modeling school and, you know, things came along in that modeling school. They had a pageant. And, you know, my mentor, she told me, she's like, oh, you should definitely go ahead and do it. I think that you would be great. And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to do it. And I did it. And I actually won my first title. And it was something really exciting. I didn't think it was going to happen. And then when it did, I was like, oh, wow, this is so cool. I love this and I'm going to continue doing it.
You know what? I was like discussing this with a friend of mine who hates pageants. He keeps telling me, you know, Rafa, why do you support pageants? Isn't that exploiting little girls and young women and whatnot? It's like, have you ever been to a pageant? Have you actually organized a pageant? Have you actually gotten to know some of these pageant contestants? I mean, you know, you should come to one of my pageants these days. I mean, it's really cool. He said, no, I don't want to, because it's sexist and misogynist and all that stuff. Like, no matter how hard you try to explain to people who hate pageants, they will never understand. They will never, you know, they will voluntarily refuse forever not to appreciate, not to understand what pageantry is all about. You know, I mean, how would you explain to somebody who hates pageants?
So I actually have explained this before. And the first thing that I told them is really, you know, to kind of erase that mindset. That's the first thing I told them to do, erase that mindset. Mm-hmm. Because the reason why I joined was because I wanted to do something different. And I'm like, what is something different that not that many people do, you know? And when I saw pageants, I was like, oh, this is cool. This looks cool. Oh my God, look at all those beautiful dresses and the hair and the makeup. And I was already interested in that. So I was like, let me take it a step further and just go ahead and do it. And that's exactly what I was telling a friend of mine. She's like, why do you do that? You know, people judge you all the time. I'm like, you can't see that part. I always try to take the good in everything. And I'm like, something that you should always take from that is how people criticize you, but you need to learn how to block the negative and take the positive. Exactly. And that's exactly what I learned. And I still apply that to everything that I do. And that's exactly how I always try to evolve and, you know, keep growing as a person. And if anything, it has actually made me more confident, because now I'm like, oh, okay, I know I'm good at this and I know I'm good at that. You know, I know I can improve in certain aspects. And that's something that I always tell someone. It's kind of like a self-love type of thing when you join pageantry. And that's what I told her. And ever since then, she's actually been a little bit more open-minded. And she starts sending me things every once in a while. She's like, oh my God, look at this girl. Oh my God, have you done something like that? Oh, that's so cool. So yeah, I'm glad that I was able to change her mind.
That's wonderful. Yeah, basically, it's just, you know, it's another choice. I mean, I'm glad that women these days have so many choices as far as carving their own path, you know, or deciding what they think would be best for them. And I think competing or joining in a pageant is just one step in discovering yourself. Because a lot of young women who join pageants do not know who their true selves are yet. So when they join the pageants, and then they realize, oh my God, I didn't know I could sing. I didn't know I could dance. I didn't know I could do well in interviews, you know, and they apply all these things that I've learned in pageants onto the real life. And that's how you develop yourself as a person, you know, and become a better person. So that's great. So haters out there, if you're watching the show, listen to Lulu, okay? She knows exactly what she's doing, and she knows why she's competing in pageants, okay? And I hope more young girls and young women, you know, consider joining pageants. So that's great. Now, did you face any challenges, though, when you were competing in a pageant? Because earlier we talked about the expenses that could be involved in competing in pageants. Besides expenses, what were the other challenges that you've had to face?
Let's see. I'll tell you, in the first teenage pageant that I did, I think the main challenge that I was actually facing, since it was the first, kind of like the first international one that I had done, where I was getting a lot of recognition internationally, it had to be the social media comments online. I live here. I live here in Miami, Florida. I'm not in Cuba. Something that was really upsetting to me was that a lot of people told me, they're like, you can't represent Cuba, you're so ugly, you're not even Cuban, you look like a man, you have a horse face, and you look like a transgender, and you look like this, and you're just ugly, you don't even live in Cuba, do you even speak Spanish? I got very, very bad comments. And some of them were even from Cuban people, which really hurt me, because I was like, wow, something that I want to do for my community, people who I identify with, don't support me. Right. But I think that was just at first because no one really understood. In Cuba, there's not a big pageant world per se.
They're not allowed. Pageants are not allowed in Cuba.
Exactly. So people didn't really understand that. And the good thing is that little by little, when I was getting better, I was growing, I was evolving, people actually started to follow me and watch what I was doing. People were growing with me. And that was the best part, but also the worst, like I said, just because, it was upsetting. But like I said, I always try to take the positive and not the negative. And if anything, I would laugh at all the silly comments. I'm like, these people don't know me. They don't know what I'm capable of.
Yeah, they don't know that I'm capable of whipping them, with a leather belt and whatnot. Well, I think pretty much every pageant girl can identify with what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Social media is like it has its good and bad, but I think social media allows anyone, for that matter, to just create anonymous identities and type behind the keyboard and just say whatever they want. No matter how cruel or unkind it is. I remember before social media came along, when did Facebook start? I think Facebook started, 2007, 2008?
Yeah.
Before that, everybody was pretty happy, before Facebook and Instagram and whatnot. And now with the advent of social media, I've never seen a surge in young women and girls suffering from, mental illness or something, or trying to commit suicide, or any psychological, issues and whatnot. It's just so sad. So, but what do you do though? What do you do? I mean, besides the fact that you're ignoring these haters, do you block them? Do you?
No,
You don't block
I
them?
don't think that there is any need for that. If anything, I actually want them to continue watching me so they see how much I grow.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then maybe down the road, they'll probably feel guilty. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Lulu. I didn't mean to say that, blah, 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 blah. Forgive me.
Yeah, I won't tell you that it doesn't get to me sometimes, because I feel that, every once in a while you kind of like go back to, you're like, why? Like, why are people like that? But I try not to see the bad in anyone. I try to take the good. I'm like, no, they just said that because they don't know me. If they were to see me more, meet me in person, they would not think that. And no, it's just, maybe they're just having a bad day. It's kind of a bad habit, but it's
Right.
me. I just try to think the best in everyone, because I know at the end of the day, everyone has the right to their opinion.
Mhm.
But like I said, I try not to let it get to me, and I just leave it there. I try to laugh it off,
Right.
if anything, and I'll just be like, these silly people, they don't know what they're talking about.
I'm sure you have a lot of friends, especially you made tons of friends from competing in different pageants, correct?
Yes.
How would your friends describe you in 3 words, Lulu?
I love that question, because I was able to come up with 2 instantly. People
Oh,
always,
come on. It's 3.
no, instantly people came up with 2, but the last one, I was like, I got a lot of different answers for it. So the first one would be loyal. The second one would be kind-hearted, and the third one, actually, Luis from Way Papi, he was the one. He's like, you have to say that one, which is energetic.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's true.
LKE. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. I think all those qualities are actually very essential in being a beauty queen, or becoming a good leader, for that matter, because it takes a lot of energy, and that likability factor is so important. when actually competing. So that's great. That's great. Now, what about your family? What do they think? What do they think of you competing in pageants to begin with?
Um,
Mom
I,
was supportive.
They are very supportive. If anything, when I told my mom that I was doing this competition, she's like, "You're gonna do another one?" She's like, "Oh my God, you're crazy." And I'm like, "No, it's something that I really love and I enjoy. If I could make this a full-time job, I would. Trust me, I would."
You're gonna be a perpetual beauty queen.
Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, I try to train and help people out as much as I can. So I was like, "Oh my God, you imagine I could make this a full-time job? That would be so great." But yeah, my family, they support me 100%, but they also think I'm a little crazy.
So how do you respond to people when they accuse you of being a crown chaser?
I wouldn't say that I'm a crown chaser. This is only my third competition, but second as a Miss. So I wouldn't really call myself a crown chaser. But I mean, I do have goals and I do have dreams. And what happened using the Miss Grand and Miss International platform, I think that I'll really be able to express those dreams into a reality. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm not looking just for another crown. I'm looking for a platform that I can express my ideas and hopefully for people to get to know me more as well.
Mhm. That's wonderful. Yes, positive. Think positive all the time.
Exactly.
Okay, that's so important. Now, I'm sure being Latina, being Cuban, the Latinos, I think they're the champions of fiestas and fun, right? Now,
Yes.
what do you like to do for fun, Missy?
You mean apart from the pageants and the models?
Apart from the pageants, let's not count the pageants.
So, a recent hobby that I've actually taken up is biking. So here in Florida, we have the Everglades, and I actually don't live that far from a trail that they have. And I started to bike that trail. It's about 16 miles. It's called Shark Valley. I'll tell you, I have not hit the 16 miles yet, but I'm at 9, so I'm almost there.
Okay.
So that's something that I started doing. And then whenever I do go to a fiesta, the first thing that us Cubans do is pop out a Domino's table.
A what?
A Domino's table,
Oh, okay.
like los dominó.
Yes, 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 yes.
And that's the first thing that I do. I see that table come out and I'm like, I'm the first in line. Thank you very much.
Do you always win?
No, but I always play. I have good sportsmanship.
That's great. Of course, just like me, just like the rest of the world, we all like to eat. Would you consider yourself a foodie by any chance?
I would.
You would. Okay.
I am a definite foodie.
But if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Only one.
One food, baby.
Let's see. Okay. So I really like cheese. Okay. So I think I would have to go with Italian because I love pizza and I love pasta. Oh my God. I can't. I
These are
can't
things
eat
that you
this.
shouldn't
I
be
can't.
eating.
I'm not eating. I'm not eating it. I swear. But yeah.
No, you can go for
pasta.
gluten. You can for a gluten-free pasta, right? You can't even have gluten-free.
My trainer does not let me.
Okay, all right. So stick with it. Whatever the trainer tells you what not to eat and what to eat. Good. All right, fine. Here's an interesting question. If you could meet one person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
So one person I would meet is my grandmother from my father's side. Her name is Lourdes, and that's actually where I got my name from. And every single time that my dad talks to me about her, I get really emotional. Like right now, I'm getting a little bit emotional because he said, ever since you were little, you would do little mannerisms that remind me of her. And he's like, and I look at you and that's what I see. And on my last trip to Cuba, I saw my grandfather and he looks at me and he's like, I can't stop admiring you because you look just like her. She passed away right before I was born. So she passed away, and a few months later, my parents were pregnant with me and they were like, oh my God, like, this is a gift and everything. So it's something that I get really emotional with because I hear so many amazing things about her and I want to know her. I want to get to know who she is. And I have pictures of her in my room so I can kind of, see her and like kind of like embrace her in a way.
Yeah, that's interesting because I never knew my my maternal grandfather.
Uh-huh.
He died when I was a baby, when I was still a baby. I barely recall him at all. But the way I got to know him was from what my mother had told me about him.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I haven't spent, didn't get had the chance to spend some time with him because I was a baby, nevertheless, I felt like I knew him based on what my mother had told me.
Yeah.
So his spirit lingers on still, just like your grandma. So that's good. That's sweet. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Now, would you consider yourself a world traveler?
Yes, I would.
You are? Okay.
I
How many
am.
how many countries have you visited?
I'm gonna list them for you.
Alphabetical order, please. No, just kidding.
So I've gone to Cuba, Spain, Jamaica, Mexico, France, Egypt. I went to Dubai, the Bahamas, basically the whole Caribbean, and many parts of the United States.
Have you been to Puerto Rico?
No, I can't believe I haven't been to Puerto Rico. I was actually planning
You
on.
and I should go together because I've never been to Puerto Rico. And most of my Latino friends are Puerto Rican. So
Well, you send me the link and we will buy the tickets together and we will do it.
why don't we do this? After the Miss Grand Cuba pageant, let's hop on a plane and go to Puerto Rico. We'll do that.
Yes.
But that's good. That's a plan. Now, okay, here's a serious question. When you're having a bad day, like what do you do to make yourself like feel better?
Okay. So recently I was kind of going through like a hard time. And I decided to go see like a therapist and everything. And she told me the best thing that you could do is just like kind of take a step back from reality and just sit in silence. Think about things, think to yourself, speak out loud. It's all right because you're by yourself and it's a moment to yourself. And that's actually something that I've started to apply every day on my way to work. I try not to listen to music. I'll either put news or I'll just be in silence and I'll start thinking about things that I have to do, things that I can improve on and stuff like that. And it's actually very calming.
Mhm.
If not, I'll just go to the gym.
Are you into like do you like candles?
I do.
You
I
do?
do.
Yeah, because I love candles. I have like eucalyptus, vanilla, all the spice apple. I just love the scent of
I
candles.
love stress-free candles.
Yes, yes, that too. And oh, bubble bath. Who doesn't like a bubble bath, people?
Mhm.
Okay. Raise your hand if you like bubble bath. Ooh.
Right here.
Yeah, you fill up the bath with like foam, with like bubbles and stuff. And I could literally like immerse myself there for like hours and hours and hours and
I,
singing too.
I would do it when I was little, and my mom would walk into the bathroom. She's like, "You're still in the
You're
bathroom.
still in the
What are
bathroom.
you doing?" I'm like,
Now, although I did make a horrible mistake when I was once in a bathtub and I was like, cruising the internet with my iPhone and my iPhone fell in the water. And that was like 5 years ago, I think. And at that time, they didn't have any waterproof iPhone, but now they do.
Mhm.
And man, it took me a while to dry off my iPhone. And I read this tip. The fastest way to dry a wet iPhone is you bury it in like in
Rice.
rice, exactly, in rice. And I thought, are you serious? And I did exactly the same thing. And like 2 hours later, it was totally dry because the rice has absorbed all that moisture and all that
Yeah.
wetness. So yeah, so people out there, if you drop your phone in your hot tub or in a toilet, pick it up, dry it off, bury it in a mound of rice, and it'll dry up like instantly.
I can't say I haven't done that before.
You have in a toilet, pick it up.
Anytime.
All these like simple, hacks of life, that you have to deal with. So that's great. Now, sometimes we do things that eventually we regret doing. Has that happened to you? Have you done anything that you regret?
Honestly, no. I don't think I have ever done anything I regret. Maybe that I feel bad about doing, but I don't regret my decision. I honestly, I try not to look at the negative things. I always take the positive. I think that we can learn from any situation that we put ourselves in. So I try not to dwell on anything that I have ever done, because I did that decision because in the moment I wanted to do it and I did it. And I am fully aware of the consequences that come with it or the benefits that come with it. And I think that that's something really important. Even like when you go out and you do crazy stuff, just be aware of the consequences, but also be aware that it can bring you a lot of life lessons, a lot of benefits as well.
I totally 100% agree. I think, being a young person, and I tell all the young people out there, when you have this opportunity, or when the opportunity presents itself to, let's say, to travel to Europe or to Asia or anywhere you want to go, take advantage of that opportunity, because eventually down the road, you may regret it, not doing it,
Definitely.
So I think also to the fact that, living in America, there's so many endless opportunities in this country. And one good thing that I like about living in this country is because it doesn't matter what your background is, it doesn't matter who you are, what you are. If you have a dream, you can fulfill that dream if you put all your heart and mind into doing it. So I think it's great. Oh,
Definitely.
Runway Poppy wants to go with us to Puerto Rico. He said he will be the tour guide.
Oh, of course he will.
Okay, offer accepted, Runway Poppy. Eunice Rodriguez says she is so beautiful, professional, and good at what she does. Well, thank you, Eunice. I'm sorry. Oh, is it for Lulu? I'm sorry. It's for Lulu. Just kidding. Yeah. So yeah, more love coming from viewers. Now, here's a good question. What advice would you give yourself to your 13-year-old self?
What advice would I give?
Yeah.
Probably to continue doing what I'm doing. Do what your heart leads you to do. I think that that's super important, because if I didn't do all the things that I did when I was younger, I wouldn't be in the position that I am today. Speaking here with you, getting to know you, and doing this other competition, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. So that is like that's like the main point. I'd be like, do what you got to do, keep doing it, because you got this.
Exactly. Good. Now, are you scared of anything at all? Like, do you have like phobias? I can tell you, years ago, I had a fear of flying. I was like horrified to fly. I remember this horrible trip it was a return trip from San Francisco to Boston, and my plane just like dropped like 100 feet because of the turbulence. And I thought I was going to die, right? So I started praying to God, oh, Holy Mary, Mother of God, blah, blah, blah. But luckily, the plane didn't crash. And I was paralyzed with that fear for like many, many years. And when I look back at all those planes that I thought were going to crash, none of them crashed. So missed opportunities for me to travel, right? So people, if you have a fear of flying, go see a therapist, like a head doctor. Okay, take some red wine with you when you fly on the plane, or drink some white wine, whatever you want, and then and listen to good music. It'll help you relax, and that's exactly what I did, and I overcame completely my fear of flying. What about you, Miss Lulu, darling? Do you have any fears?
Well, I'm not gonna tell you my fear of airplanes because I don't want to freak you out.
I'm cured. I'm totally cured. It's gone.
Well, I'm not scared of airplanes because I love to travel, so I can't be scared of airplanes. But something that it's like a little thing in the back of my mind is, when you go landing a plane and they have to obviously like put the tires down. I'm like, what if the tires don't come down? Like, what happens if the tires don't come down? I don't know why. That is a fear of mine. But apart from that one, it might be the dark. I know it's a little childish, but the dark. I don't like being alone in the dark. And especially, when you go to sleep at night, I don't like sleeping next to the closet or next to the door.
Because
if someone's going to come in, someone's going to be like, oh my God. And then I'm going to be the first person right there.
Well, what do you have like a crucifix that you can like brandish to the person?
I have
Go away, Satan, you evil person, you go away.
I have my dogs that they sleep right next to me, and I'm like,
Well, there you go.
I'm like, okay, I'm like, you guys are the first line of defense, and then
Exactly. Yeah, my dog is amazing. She is like the perfect watchdog. For even the littlest like sound that she hears, she started barking right away, which is great.
I have two dogs. One of them, if probably someone comes in, he'll look and he'll be like, I don't have time for you.
Whatever.
I don't have time for you right now. Okay, I'm sleeping. And then my other dog, she's very protective, and if she sees someone, she'll start growling. She'll be like, who are you? And then she's like, okay, sign of danger, start barking.
Right. Well, this is good to know that you have the fear of the dark. Okay, that shows you that you're a normal person, because a normal person have fears and stuff. So that's good. Now, we all have guilty pleasures. I know mine is Netflix. What is your guilty pleasure, Lulu?
Well, apart from eating, right? Because I can't do that anymore. It would have to be smelling my dogs.
Interesting.
Yeah. So let's say if there's any time that I'm feeling a little bit anxious or down or something, I love to cuddle with them, and I love to smell them, because I feel like they smell like little babies.
Yes.
They're my babies. That's how I
Right.
see them.
Mhm.
So that is something I love to do. I just love to cuddle with them, and I'm like, okay, relax. You're gonna be okay. Don't worry. And I love to be with them.
It's too bad sometimes, you can't take your dog with you when you travel, because for a lot of people, like dogs could be comfort animals, comfort
Yeah.
pets,
I have both of my dogs registered as emotional support. So
Oh, okay, that's great. Maybe
yeah.
I should do the same thing too with mine.
Yeah, definitely. It's not hard to get registered at all.
Because the problem, what are the breeds of your dogs? Because mine is a terrier.
I have two schnauzers, too many
Oh,
schnauzers.
they're gorgeous. They're
Yes, I love their beards. They look like little men. They look like little men, and it's so funny.
Mine is a terrier. Terriers, they're very hyper, and
Yeah.
they're very, very, they just like jump all over the place, and she barks constantly. So I don't know if it's a good idea for me to take her with me flying, because she'll be like barking at everybody. You know what I mean? So, maybe next time, unless I drug her, I give her some sedatives or something. Calm down, girl. It's only a 2-hour flight. Kidding. No. Here's an interesting question. What would you do if you could be invisible for one day? Think of the many wonderful things you could do when you're invisible for 24
Are
hours.
you ready for this question?
I am ready.
So if I was invisible, I would love to sneak into something that's really restricted. And the first place that came into my mind is Area 51.
Why?
I don't know. Do you know what's in there?
I don't know.
That's why I want to know.
Okay. All right. Good point.
You never know.
Okay. So that's one thing. What else?
What else? I would get on every single plane without paying for it and just fly and travel all over the world.
Or how about sneaking into the judge's room and find out how many points you've got from each, or which judge scored for you or against you? Can you do that?
Well, if you're invisible, of course you can.
And then if you lose the pageant, then you can shame them publicly online. This guy voted against me. This woman voted for me. That's funny. I think I would do that. I
didn't think of that. I didn't think of that at all, but
because here's the thing with a lot of pageants, when you apply for a pageant, there's a specific clause in the contract that says a contestant cannot refute or question the results of the pageant. Okay. But I want to know the results, because I want to join again next year. I want to know exactly what I missed and whatnot,
Well, the good thing is this is actually something that we spoke about with our directors, all the contestants and the directors. And she basically told us, she's like, if you guys want your points, of course we can give you your points, so you know where you were strongest at and where you were weakest at. So if you guys decided to come back and join next year, you guys know exactly where where you could improve. But no talking bad.
Okay. I think that's a decent request, because again, it's all about trying to paint a positive image of pageantry. And that includes, a good pageant organization. But you know what? It goes both ways because I mean, there are bad directors. Obviously, there's a lot of bad directors out there who spend a lot of time like criticizing or pinpointing, nitpicking every flaw that they find in a contestant. And I don't think that's good. I don't think that's very healthy at all. I mean, there's a good way. There's a very positive, nice way to say things. But if you're thinking, oh, your dress is too short, oh, your hair is too short, blah, 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 your nails are too long, blah, 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 those stuff.
I mean, like I said, I always try to take the positive. I try never to see the negative side of things, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm actually glad I've never had an experience like that. I've only had good experiences of, of good critique. I think that's the word, good critique. Mm-hmm. It's not criticize, right? Because at the end of the day, they do want you to do well. They want you to exceed and they want you to win the crown, of course, and they want you to look good because at the end of the day, you are our representation. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad I've never had any experiences like that. And I've only ever gotten good directors that have always wanted to help me improve and do better in anything that I do. Yeah,
2 words, positive reinforcement. Mm-hmm. Yeah, or constructive critique, constructive criticism. Exactly. I mean, it's all part of learning process. Mm-hmm. Last question. Why do you think you should be Miss Grand Cuba 2023, girl?
Because it's me. What do you mean? I'm just kidding. It's funny because, of course, all of us have the same goal of wanting to win the crown. But I think that's something that makes me different and something that I will actually use to my advantage if I were to be able to win would be the platform. So like I said, I have ADHD, and that's something that I actually want to bring to light. Not that many people really speak on their disabilities. And I think it's important to make sure that we show people that this is not, something bad. It's not something negative. If anything, for me, it is my superpower. That's how I see it. It's a superpower of mine because I use it to my advantage. As soon as I want to do something, I hyper focus and I put all my love and my effort into it. I don't get distracted with other things. I concentrate because I know this is exactly what I want to do. And people have that stigma around ADHD, but it's not true at all, because if we love something, we put our effort into it. And that's exactly what my platform is going to help me do once I win the crown.
Good. You know what? The slogan or the cause, the platform of Miss Grand International is to stop the war and violence. Yeah. How do you plan to incorporate your advocacy into theirs?
So, like I said, since I do hyper focus and I love to do all of that, I do plan on using my own advocacy and work on it. But I do know that Nawat does have his own plans for his own platform and everything. So I would love to manage both of them and, try to work on things that we can do hand in hand. What that is yet, I'm not sure, but I know that I'm definitely going to figure it out. And I'm actually really hoping to have a conversation with Nawat. That would be so cool, and ask him and have a sit down with him and be like, okay, how can we work together and do such, just make the world a better place is the most important thing.
Exactly. I don't know if you saw Lise Garcia's live a few days ago. She made a special announcement. I don't know if you saw it. Because originally they were supposed to give 2 titles during Miss Grand Cuba pilots, Miss Grand Cuba and Miss International Cuba. Mm-hmm. And she said something about the 3rd title, but she didn't specify which one. So there's going to be 3 titles. So it's going to be a surprise, I guess.
Potentially, yes.
Maybe Miss Universe.
Well, we'll see
about Cuba. That. I think it's time for Miss Universe to accept Cuba, don't you think?
I know that there was a recent interview with Luis Portelles that he did with Tia Ann.
On Ann, yeah.
And nothing, they had a really good conversation, and she was actually surprised that we were not in Miss Universe. So let's see how everything unfolds.
Fingers. That's wonderful. That's great. All right, enough of this stupid, dumb questions. Let's play some games, okay?
I'm ready.
You know the games, this or that, baby.
Yes, I do.
I'll say 2 things, and you tell me exactly what you prefer, all right?
All right.
Baby girl, coffee or tea?
Okay, so I drink both, but I love coffee more.
All right. Why?
Why I drink both?
Why do you drink more coffee?
Well, because I like my Starbucks in the morning, and then in the afternoon where I work, we're all Latinas, and across the street we have a Cuban owned place, and they have their cafecito machine, and that's what they bring over. She comes in with like 12 cafecitos, and we all start taking it. And every single time we give her back the tray, she's like, "You guys didn't leave me any." And we're like, well, we love our Cuban cafecito.
Now, do you like Cuban coffee?
Of course I do.
Okay, you know what? When I spoke to Mia Davalos and Sofia Costa, they told me they don't like Cuban coffee. And I had to literally digitally slap them on the screen. Girls, you guys, are you sure you guys are Cubans? You don't drink Cuban coffee? How dare you not drink Cuban coffee?
Look, I'm going to tell you a funny story. So I started drinking coffee since I was 5. Like, and what happened? My great grandma, what she would do is that she would get my tete, the
What?
pacifier,
Oh, you guys fire.
I was like, how do you say that in English? She would get the pacifier and she would dip it and then give it to me.
Just black coffee?
Yeah, she would just and then give it to me, and my mom would be like, "No, what are you doing?" And then ever since then, I started drinking it. I did try to take a break, but it's hard because it's good coffee. It's good coffee.
And good coffee could be very addicting too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you put anything in your coffee or just plain black?
Well, when it's the cafecito, it's just plain black, but my Starbucks, yes, I do.
Okay, great. Broccoli or spinach?
Spinach.
Yeah. I like both. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of broccoli. I don't know. I've just never really been a fan of it. So I
Girl,
think spinach is like,
you don't know what you're missing about broccoli. Have you tried roasted broccoli?
no, but I love things that I don't like. I do like them roasted or air fried or something. So I know I must like it.
Yes, because of the crunch. You're going for the crunchiness.
Yeah.
Broccoli. Good. Makeup or no makeup?
No makeup.
Are you wearing makeup now?
I have foundation, contour, blush, and then mascara.
You know what? I think that's the perfect day makeup.
Yes, it is.
Because you look so natural. Everything about you, it looks so natural.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's
yeah. TV or YouTube?
It's hard because I don't say I really lean more to one another, because I like to watch more episodes. I enjoy Netflix. So if that falls under TV, then I guess TV.
Yes, TV, definitely. Yeah. Cable, Comcast, and all this wonderful stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of prefer YouTube.
Well, I mean, I do prefer YouTube because a certain interviewer is here and he's like really good. He's really interesting. I love to watch all this stuff.
That's right.
I've joined him to all of his lives.
And you people out there who haven't subscribed to my channel, do it now. All right. I'm kidding. Now, lights off or lights on. I know exactly what you're going to say.
So I do like the lights on, but in reality, I don't really like the lights on. What I like is natural light. I think natural light is so beautiful. I love to be outdoors and stuff. So if I can bring that natural light into my house, perfect.
Perfect. One-piece swimsuit or bikini?
Bikini.
By the way, do you like the banner that I made for you?
I love it.
Are you wearing a bikini there or a swimsuit or a one-piece? I can't tell.
So it is considered a one piece, but I like it because it shows off my abs, and I worked very hard to not show them off.
Girl, yeah, you have the best abs ever. And I think this is the perfect choice for a swimsuit because it's a cutout. It's a one piece, but it's very, very sexy. And it actually enhances your beautiful abs, your perfect abs.
Thank you. So I like one piece, I'm sorry, two piece better, just because it shows off the results that I've been working really hard for. And I'm really proud of it. And I do want to show it off. Why not?
Exactly. So I hope, Liz Garcia, if you're watching the show, please have the girls wear a bikini, okay? Otherwise, one piece indicates that they're hiding something.
No.
Just kidding. Let the girls choose whatever type of swimsuit they seem to prefer, or they feel look better in it. That's good. Money or love, baby?
Money.
You know what? I love you. Everybody says love, love, love. Oh, who gives a damn about love? We all need money now. You know what I mean?
Look, you know what? I have love from my family. I want money so I can travel.
Exactly. Exactly.
I have to travel all over the world. I have pageant expenses coming up. I have to pay my house. So how am I going to do that if I don't have money?
Exactly. And with all the money in the world, you can always buy love with money, right? So,
Like I said, I have the love from my family, and that's all I need.
oh, runway poppy. Ask her about the scissors joke. What is
Oh
this joke?
Oh my God.
All right.
He
Tell
did
us,
it.
please.
Okay, so he keeps telling me that I remind him of a certain pageant queen. And he keeps telling me, he's like, oh my God, she has short hair. So if you win one of the titles, we're cutting your hair. And every once in a while, he'll do this to me. When I answer a good question, he'll do this to me like, oh, you're getting the crown and we're cutting your hair.
That is hilarious. That's funny. Well, you don't want to cut your hair.
I mean, I have short
When you
hair.
compete. You're gonna compete with that hair?
No, I want to compete with long hair, but he wants me to compete with short hair.
Have you experimented with like short wigs to see how you look?
I used to have short hair. I used to have short hair up to here. I cut my hair really short when I came back from my first teen pageant because, with all of the tools and everything like that, my hair did get a little bit damaged. So I was like, I'm going to do a change. I'm going to do it. And that's it. And I remember going into the hair salon and I told the lady, I was explaining to her what I wanted. I was like, yeah, I want you to cut my hair up to here. And Rafa, you don't understand. This was the funniest thing ever. All the ladies in that salon turned around and said, what? All at the same time. And I was like, yes, yeah, I want to cut my hair. And as soon as I did it, all of those same ladies are like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. You look like a high fashion model. Oh my God. And I was like, you see, this is what I was going for.
You know what? There was did you watch Miss Grand International 2021? The second runner-up was from Brazil.
That's exactly who he's referring to.
Oh, okay. So she's beautiful. Well, I think the way I'm saying is that with long hair, I mean it's great, but I think with short hair, it really makes your angular face pop out. If you really want to soften your features, I think short. It again, it depends on the cut. Maybe from here you can part it from here to there or the other way, because your face is like you have high cheekbones. I think you're the type of model whose face should be on the cover of Vogue or Vanity Fair or Harper's Bazaar or any of these high fashion magazines and stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. I was actually featured in a Vogue one time with a designer. Yeah, with a designer that I worked with. It was a while back ago. It was in 2018, 17 maybe. Her name is Sharon. And I remember she sent me the link and I was like, oh, is that me in Vogue? No way.
And then you probably went to a printing company, a printing shop, and have that image, like make it bigger and made a poster out of it and put it in your bedroom wall.
I send it to my family every once in a while. I'm like, just remember your daughter was on Vogue, okay?
That's right. That's right. So you're now a certified model. Once you made it in Vogue, you made it, girl. Good. Game number 2. Tell me your favorites, baby. What is your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
So I really only drink water. I only like water, but when I do drink something out of the ordinary, I love watermelon juice.
Ooh, watermelon
and Oreo milkshakes.
What?
Oreo milkshakes.
Well, you can't have that though when you're competing.
Oh no, I haven't had that. I haven't had that in forever.
But watermelon juice you can, right?
Yes.
Because it's mostly it's water anyway.
The only thing is it does have a lot of sugar and I have to lower my sugar intake. So I actually haven't been eating that many fruits.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But wait a minute. Do you eat cucumber? Do you like cucumber?
Yes, I do. It's funny. I went to the store one time and I was making my salad and I wanted to buy zucchini. I didn't realize I got a cucumber, and I was like, this tastes different. You know, it doesn't
Thick.
taste the same. And then they told me they're like, that looks like a cucumber. I'm like, oh, makes sense. Makes sense.
I advise all the pageant girls that I coach, if you're feeling hungry and you don't want to gain weight or sugar, eat cucumbers. Okay, that's all. Cucumber or even almonds. Like I know Indian beauty queens
That's almonds.
for breakfast they eat exactly 9 almonds and green tea without sugar. That's it. That's all they have for breakfast. Do the same. Yeah.
My trainer, he's actually, I'm not sure if he's from India, but that's actually a part of my dinner. So for dinner, I have salmon and I have 9 almonds.
Exactly. And all the water that you want.
Oh yes, I've been drinking 1 gallon to 2 gallons a day.
2 gallons a day. Perfect. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color.
Yellow?
I have many. No, I have many favorite colors, so it's a little bit difficult. But I'm gonna give them to you because you didn't tell me to pick one. So I'm gonna
go.
So my favorite is white. That is like my all-time favorite color.
Okay.
But if I had to pick like a strong color, it would be blue and green.
Blue and green.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what color was your gown when you competed in Intercontinental?
And Intercontinental was white.
White. Okay. A lot of beauty queens actually have won wearing white dresses, white gowns. It was, I know it was very popular back in the early 2000s and 1990s and stuff. Basically, every Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss International contestant has won a white gown. White is a winning color. It never fails. But I can see you wearing something bold for color.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe like red. I don't know if you like red.
I do like red. I'm just very picky when I wear red and how I wear it as well.
Okay. And also it depends on the lighting as well and whatnot. Yeah. Okay. All right. What is your favorite flower?
Orchids.
What color? Specific?
No, not really. I mean, white.
White orchid. Well, black orchids, they do exist, but they're very expensive. They're one of the most expensive types of orchids.
They are. And I'll tell you, I have never seen them in person, but I see them in pictures and I'm like, ooh, kind of want it.
What is your favorite holiday?
Okay. So I feel like this is, everyone says it, it's Christmas, but the reason that it's Christmas is because it's actually the anniversary with my boyfriend.
Aww.
Yeah, so it's very special.
So you met on December 25th?
No, that's the day that he asked me to be his girlfriend.
Oh, that's so sweet. So how long have you guys been together?
For 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah,
Oh,
8 years this December.
Wow. Any plans to get married anytime?
I mean, I hope so. I didn't stay here for that long for no reason.
Is he Cuban too?
No, he's Venezuelan.
He's Venezuelan. Okay. All right. Cool.
And he makes my life hard. He's like, you need to do what Venezuela's doing. I'm like, I'm not gonna do what Venezuela's doing. Okay. I'm Cuban. I'm doing my Cuban thing.
So I guess, do you like arepas?
Oh, I love arepas. And his mom makes the best arepas. And she tried to show me and I'm like, this is not working out. I'm like, I don't know how to do this.
I think there's a Cuban version of arepa. A lot of people think it's strictly Venezuelan. I think it's more like from that region, the Caribbean region.
Arepas, not really. I think it's actually more. Really? Yeah, I think it's more from
Venezuela, from Colombia.
Yeah, from Venezuela and Colombia, even though they both make it different ways.
Oh, okay. All right. What about ropa vieja?
That is my favorite Cuban dish.
See, also it's Venezuelan, so maybe that's what I was talking about, ropa vieja.
But in Venezuela, they don't say ropa vieja. They say carne machada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, ropa vieja is the Cuban way of saying it.
Oh,
When
okay.
I go to Venezuelan restaurants and I ask for ropa vieja, they look at me, they're like, girl, I don't know what that is. And she's like, are you asking for old clothes? I'm like, no, ropa vieja. Ropa vieja. I'm here like, I don't know how else to
It's
describe
like a
it.
mishmash of whatever is available in your fridge. You just like put in a saucer and just cook it, and that's it. You add beans and rice and whatever you want. Cool. Now, what is your favorite music?
Music. So I know that you like the Miami Sound Machine. I know that you love them. I watch your interviews, okay? I know that you love them. But my favorite type of music, I like all music. I listen to everything, but I listen mainly to Latin music.
Okay, well, I don't always listen to the Miami Sound Machine. I don't know, have you heard of this Mexican singer Julieta Venegas?
The name sounds familiar.
Julieta Venegas, she's amazing. Talia, of course, she was a big
Yes.
star and still is. And there's this gorgeous Colombian hunk of a man singer.
Maluma?
Yes, Maluma. Oh my God, he did this awesome video with Madonna. And I thought,
Mhm.
the first time I saw it, who is this guy? Who cares about Madonna? She's old. But who is this young dude? And then I Googled it. Oh my God, I started following him. Okay, it's Maluma. He is
Yeah.
awesome. Great.
I love to listen to his music. I went to his concert and it was great.
And also Shakira, of course. Shakira is still famous. And so
Oh, of course, Shakira. I mean, I am Shakira.
you're Shakira.
When I went, oh my God, you're gonna laugh. When I went to Dubai and to Egypt, they don't really speak Spanish over there. So they try to get your attention when they want to sell you something. And I went with my mom and I was Shakira and my mom was J-Lo.
Oh, that's funny.
And they would call us and they would be like, Shakira, Shakira, J-Lo, J-Lo, you want this purse? You want this scarf? Shakira, Shakira, and J-Lo, because we would talk Spanish. So, they would try to like not try to sell us anything, but they heard Spanish and they said, Shakira. And J-Lo.
That's hilarious. Well, J-Lo, she's amazing too.
Mhm.
Wonderful actress, wonderful singer and dancer and whatnot. And she still looks good. How old is she? Like 52, 53?
Yeah.
Um, See, again, with all that money in the world, you can go to the best surgeon, cosmetic
Of course.
surgeon. Like, screw love. Love can wait, you know. Now, what is your favorite palabra, word?
All right. So my favorite word at the moment is grand.
Grand.
Yes.
Ooh, perfect.
Yeah, it's just with all of this, with all of the pageant talk and everything that we have been preparing for, I seem to be using that word a lot. So that is that is like the first word in my dictionary.
So you're focusing on the grand title.
Honestly, I know that at the end of the day, each organization is looking for something different in every girl, but I mean, I would be more than happy with any title that they decide to give me, but grand is grand and international is international. They're both amazing crowns and they're both amazing platforms that I know I can possibly do very well in. So let's see.
Would it be funny though if you both won Miss Grand and Miss International?
Oh my God.
Because this year those pageants are taking place one day apart. Like Grand is on the
I
25th,
saw that. I was so
International on the 26th.
surprised.
Yeah, this would be weird. I mean, how would you like navigate from one day to the next? It's just weird.
So basically how you would do is that as soon as they crown you in grand, you have to get on a plane and then go
Compete for international. Too funny. Listen, I enjoyed this interview so much. It's just like, I didn't have any expectations what this interview was going to be like, because again, just judging on your social media, I didn't even talk to any of the staff, not even Runway Poppy Luis, because I wanted to be surprised. I didn't even get up early in the morning to watch your earlier interview with my friend Ko from Thailand, because I didn't want to be prejudiced or I didn't want to be influenced, by that interview. So I was really like, I'm immensely surprised that this turned out to be very enjoyable. One of the most enjoyable interviews that I've had, in a
Yeah,
while.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. So I can't thank you enough. And I think you're going to do very well. You're going to do very, very well. on the pageant on the 20th. And, people out there who had some, negative expectations of you, people, you don't know what you're missing, okay? Like what I said, what you see on social media is not necessarily what you see in real life or face-to-face or in person. So I would recommend, if you really want to see the show on August 20th, go to missgrandcuba.com and purchase your tickets ASAP because they're disappearing really, really, very fast. So now I'm going to have to let you go. But before I let you go, is there a message that you would like to convey to all your followers, to your fans and friends watching all over the world?
Definitely. So I did tell my aunt to send everyone this interview to my family in Cuba. So para todas esas personas que me están mirando desde Cuba, un beso bien grande, los extraño a todos de verdad. Y si me pueden apoyar en cualquier manera, entonces te lo agradezco muchísimo. Les mando un beso, los quiero. Ojalá que pueda ir en unos meses, pero si no, un beso bien grande. Ya saben que me pueden encontrar en Instagram, me pueden escribir a todas las personas que me están apoyando. Muchísimas gracias. And yeah, just a big thank you to everyone who was watching today. I really appreciate it. To all my family in Cuba and here in Miami, in Spain, all over the world. I really appreciate everyone for joining in and for just joining me on this journey and this interview with Rafa. That was really good. I had a great time.
Listen, once I upload this video on my channel, I will tag you, and I'm also going to put your social media account. Everybody, please follow Lulu on her social media account. Your Instagram account is at Lulu Feliu, Lulufeliu. Okay, so I can tag you, and you can share this video with your followers. Last question: have you decided on what gown to wear yet?
Wow. Wow. I think you know the answer.
No is the answer. Always. I understand.
It's gonna be a surprise. We are working with a designer that hopefully he is going to be, helping us get dressed for the final night. So I'm very excited.
That's wonderful. Lulu, we love your interview, says Christy. She's so beautiful and sweet. Love it, says Runway Poppy, proud of all my Cuban queens. Thank you. Rafa, best was beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, people, for watching the show. Please, again, support Lulu Feliu on her journey to Miss Grand Cuba 2023. And have a wonderful day. And I will get in touch with you later on. Meanwhile, I'm going to send everybody digital kisses, virtual hugs. Everybody, have a wonderful weekend. Have you seen Barbie the movie? Are you going to watch it?
I saw it yesterday.
How was it?
It was good. It was good. It wasn't what I was expecting. I'll tell you that. It wasn't what I was expecting, and I did almost cry at the end.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, you will want to make me watch it then.
It was
Rafa, you need to watch it. Okay,
it
fine.
it was a beautiful message at the end of the movie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This life is plastic. It's fantastic. Barbie. Want to go to a carnival party? All right. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody. Peace.
Bye.